Bazaar. This is the Armadillo Christmas Bazaar. My radio station, Sun Radio, is the official radio station of the Armadillo Christmas Bazaar, and proud of it for 10 years. It's the 49th year of the Armadillo Christmas Bazaar, and we're trying something a little different this year. We are talking to some of the artists performing on this stage at the Armadillo Christmas Bazaar, and also some of the artists who are in booths here at this beautiful facility. Raina Rose checks two boxes there.
Ooh.
A musician and someone with a booth here. Now, in your booth, what's going on?
We make urban-fused skincare. So that's oils, salves, soaps, balms, all sorts of body butters, lovely things for your skin.
And the company is called?
The company is called Folk Potions.
Folk Potions.
It's a little witchy. Actually, it's a lot witchy. Let's be real.
A little witchy?
A lot witchy, yes.
Well, must be the season of a little witchy.
Yeah,
right
every
now.
season is witchy season for me. But yes.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, Raina Rose is a musician and
Herbalist.
an herbalist.
Yep.
There you go. Born in Los Angeles, but got into the herbal scene in Oregon, which is probably one of the most herbal states of the 50.
In many ways, it is a very herbal state, yes. Yeah, we moved up from Los Angeles in 1988 when I was 6. My mother hated it, and she basically said to my father, "We're leaving Los Angeles. You can come if you want." And we settled in Portland, and I grew up there. I lived on the Oregon coast for a bunch of years, which is the most beautiful place in the world. And at a certain point, I decided I wanted to move into a minivan and play my songs for people. And that led me to the Kerrville Folk Festival, which led me to Austin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, let's go back to the Oregon coast. That's
Sure.
where you started learning about plants and
Yes.
herbs.
So I taught environmental education to 6th graders. In Oregon, every 6th grader goes to a week of environmental education outdoor school, which is, I think, really important and special.
That is cool.
It's so cool. It's life-changing. I had a student, my summer camp and where I taught environmental studies was on the Oregon coast, so you're right there. And I had a little girl say to me, "So this is the end of America," when she saw the ocean for the first time.
Wow.
It was mind-blowing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was teaching kids about, soil, the trees. It was a Sitka spruce forest. We learned about how to heal a mosquito bite with a poultice made of bracken fern. And so that just really impressed me that you could use plants to fix things that aberrations that you would receive from nature. Nature also had the cure for.
Who taught you?
Books.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't have a
No.
mentor or teacher? You just kind of figured it out yourself?
I kind of figured it out, yeah. It's pretty clear. If you talk to the plant allies, they'll talk to you back.
I'm sorry, I just had a flash of Clint Eastwood in Paint Your Wagon.
Oh, I haven't seen
He
it.
sings a song called I Talk to the Trees, but they don't answer me back.
I guess he wasn't listening hard enough.
He was not an herbalist. He was just a cowboy.
Yeah.
So you already had a background in herbalism
Yes.
when you began your music career.
Yes. Yeah.
So did you continue that on the side? You didn't put that away, did you?
Well, it did kind of take a hiatus in that when you're trying to be a, professional folk singer, that takes over your entire life.
Yes.
So I don't think I did do anything with herbalism, from the time I moved into my car at 23 until the time I had a kid at basically 30.
Uh-huh.
So I was just out there hustling and trying to get in front of people with my guitar.
I think you became a professional driver.
Yeah, I did, yes.
Yeah. Who got to play music when you got
Sometimes.
to the location you were
Exactly.
aiming for. Yeah.
Yeah. I miss those long drives.
Do you?
I loved that. The long open road. So sweet.
That's why there's so many songs about the open road.
Yes, yeah, it's very poetic.
The late, great Jimmy LaFave had a song, or actually an album called Highway Trance. And I said, "Jimmy, what is the highway trance?" And he said, "Well, It's like when you're driving from Austin to Dallas and you don't remember going through Waco.
That is exactly right.
Yeah, exactly.
My husband played bass with him for a while.
Oh, yeah?
We love Jimmy LaFave in our house.
Oh, great, great. So 2 musicians
Yes.
and 2 kids?
2 kids, 2 boys.
How old?
They're 10 and 13 now.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Oh, boys, right.
Ah. All kinds of energy exploding in their bodies and
Yes.
minds.
Our eldest son just got cast as Hans in Frozen, so I'm very, very pleased to be raising maybe a possible theater kid.
Oh, cool.
Yes, very excited
Cool.
about that. Yeah.
All right. Well, never seen Frozen, but I'm sure that's a great part.
You're like the only one.
Apparently. Many parents have seen it over and over and over.
So many times.
Yes, so many times. So you would encourage your children to be entertainers in some way.
You know, when they were young, we decidedly discouraged them from playing music, which wasn't that hard, as we dragged them to folk gigs and they were not interested. But we've kind of come around. It was more just like as a joke, saying like we wouldn't want this life for our children. But no, our youngest takes piano and our eldest loves to sing, and we really want to encourage them to just be the most version of themselves that they are comfortable being.
Okay, so you have the boys.
Yeah.
You're settled here. You and your husband are here in Austin.
We are in deep South Austin, yes.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
And the road, as you say, you missed it, but after a while, it's a challenge, especially when you're raising children. And so you kind of got back into the herbalism scene?
Exactly. Yeah, when my youngest son was 2, I went out on a tour with a friend of the East Coast and came home with very little. And I was gone from my kids for about 10 days and just decided that I needed to have a thing that made money that wasn't like out like Pac-Man out on the road by myself trying to, eat ghosts or whatever. So folk potions just kind of came to me unbidden. It was just like a thing that happened, and then I looked up, months into it, and I had made a bunch of salves and body butters and people had bought them, and it was almost like an out-of-body experience. Like I don't even remember naming it folk potions. That was just what it was called.
Really?
It was very odd.
Wow.
I've never had an experience like that before. Like folk music, I chose. Like I loved it, I chose, and then folk potions just kind of happened and has taken on this life that I didn't expect, which is a beautiful thing. I'm very grateful for it. Because of it, we've been able to, own a home, and that's, not a thing that I ever thought I would be able to do as a folk singer.
Right.
So I'm very grateful to all the people whose skin we've been able to help, because it's also helped me.
But it started organically. You're just making these things and maybe selling to friends?
Yeah.
Or where was the first place that you got out and sold to the public?
I sold to the public on Etsy first, and then Noelle Hampton, who makes jewelry and is also a musician, she had a market at her house right in the beginning, and she said, "Hey, I see you're making salves. Do you want to come sell them at my house right before Christmas?" And I said, "Sure, Noelle." So that was really lovely that was my first market, was in Noelle's living room.
Well, that's really cool. There's other people in Austin that have done that. Tito's handmade vodka.
Yeah.
First time I saw a bottle of Tito's, a friend said, "This guy just came in and sold this to me. He's selling them out of his car."
Whoa.
Handmade labels, and he bottled it himself, and he's doing quite well.
He's doing quite well.
And there's a jeweler. There's a jeweler here in town that's a big national jeweler.
Is that Kendra Scott,
Yeah,
possibly?
Kendra
Yes.
Scott.
Yeah.
She had a baby on her hip and
Yeah.
went to every jewelry store and said, "Would you like to have some of my jewelry in your store?"
Oh, I
And
didn't
now
know that.
she's on Shark Tank.
Oh, my goodness.
Sometimes. So
Yeah.
I think it's really cool that the entrepreneurial spirit in Austin is really, really strong.
I am a serial entrepreneur. I've never been employed other than by myself.
Really? You've never had to go to work? You've never been late for work?
Well, I mean, not since I was a teenager, no.
Yeah. Well, that's great.
Is it? Is it great?
I think so. I saw the first time I heard of folk potions was, well, yesterday,
Great.
because my friend Kelly Mickwee had a bag. She had just bought some stuff from you, and so the word is out.
That's great.
Maybe it started with musicians, said you've got to try some of this.
Yeah.
And do you, in addition to the Armadillo Christmas Bazaar, how do you sell? Online only, or do you get out to other places?
Mostly online. Folkpotions.com is our main avenue, but we have products in a couple stores in Austin. Mainly this amazing little plant shop, Eden House Botanicals. They also have a booth here. They have a storefront. We have stuff there. We're looking to expand our wholesale reach. It's that's not a thing we've done before, so
Sure.
we are learning. But yeah, it's mostly direct to customer, which is nice.
You say we. Do you have a staff now?
My husband does all the Andrew. He plays bass and also does all the like spreadsheets and taxes and all the things that I just don't do.
Yeah.
He does the customer service.
That's the kind of handyman husband you need when you have
he's
a business out of the house.
Absolutely, he can.
Yeah.
He fixes brakes and does customer service. It's
All
great.
right.
He's quite handy.
So, does that take away from music, or do you have to make time to make music?
I do have to make time to make music. Yeah, there was a moment where I think for at least a year or so I didn't play any shows, and that was by choice. I didn't feel like I could handle how much the business had grown, and then also put on a proper show. So I'm kind of coming back out of that. Also, our kids are old enough now that we don't have to pay a babysitter. So that would eat the entire profit of a show, basically.
Yeah.
Almost. So yeah, I'm just kind of coming back into myself. I've been writing a lot lately, and I'm looking forward to playing more shows as a grown person and not a 20-year-old.
Do you ever write with other people?
Infrequently.
I always thought that was very interesting because, as you know, sometimes people just meet and sit down to write a song together, and I thought, well, that must be odd.
I've done that, and it's not. It does feel odd. It feels awkward. You're like on a first date, but then
Yeah.
but it's a very intimate thing
Yeah.
to write a song.
Yes.
So I'm more of a hermit when it comes to songwriting. I like curl myself into a corner of my bedroom and scribble.
Words first?
Words first, always.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a words person.
There you go.
Yeah.
One last question about folk potions. Your stuff is natural. Are people thinking that they're doing good things for their skin and their body and they're putting bad chemicals on it like all the time?
That's a really good question.
Thank you.
I think that we have been, we are coming to an awareness, and it's been a long time, that what we put on our skin is absorbed and goes into our system. So maybe it's important to look to things that have less ingredients as opposed to more ingredients.
Right.
So what we make is all anhydrous, meaning there's no water. So then we don't generally put the chemicals that you would require to preserve the water inside, like a lotion. A lotion is usually an emulsion of a fat and a water. So we leave out the water because you probably have water at your house, and that makes our products really concentrated and last a long time, and then you just add a little bit of water from your faucet.
Oh, so the instructions say add water,
Right.
Your own water at
Put
home.
a salve is like an herb-infused oil set with a beeswax. So all you need for a salve to absorb is a drop of water on your skin, and then it just sinks right in.
Wow.
And heals your skin without the chemical preservatives. We take out a whole ingredient list that is all these, giant words that nobody knows what they mean.
How much of your time is R&D, research and development?
So much time.
Yeah?
So much time.
Let's try this.
I have made so many mistakes. I have failed at so many little things that have taught me so much.
What's the coolest plant that you know?
Oh my goodness. I could wax on about so many plants. Right now, okay, so I love calendula. It's a very sunny little flower. It's very simple and it's incredibly healing. But right now I'm obsessed with yarrow. Yarrow is like a kind of mountainous flower, right? It grows in like, kind of hilly areas. It's got these green fronds and these tiny, delicate white flowers, and it's an amazing skin healer. Yarrow, like Peter Yarrow, but without the
I
Peter.
know. I was just going to say yarrow. Are they related in any way?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You'll have
You
to
got the
ask
guy
him.
from Peter, Paul, and Mary, and a plant. It's kind of the whole
It's the whole package.
Raina.
It all comes back to folk music.
Yeah,
Always.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, it's such a pleasure to meet you and a
You
pleasure
too,
to talk
Kevin.
to you.
Thank you for having me.
And where are you here in the Christmas Bazaar?
We are booth R1, which is kind of in the middle on the, east side of the building.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to come find you.
Please do. I'll give you a little salve. You can try it out. I
Raina
have a yarrow salve. Here you go.
Yarrow?
I have a yarrow salve ready for you.
It's Raina Rose here at the Armadillo Christmas Bazaar.
Thank you so much.